You can call me drunk, but I feel like 2019 has been the year of the horror movie. I guess there really isn't anything worse than bored rich white people. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of the trippiest movies I've seen all year, Ready or Not. So Ready or Not is about a young bride who grew up poor as shit. She just married the dude of her dreams, who just so happens to be part of this rich as fuck family. Unfortunately for the young bride, a time-honored family tradition turns into a deadly game of hide and seek where she must now fight for her survival.
We're gonna start the count. Good luck.
If you're somebody who hates the idea of marriage, you're gonna love this fucking movie. Ready or Not stars Margot Robbie lookalike Samara Weaving, who's fantastic in this. I first saw her in The Babysitter that's on Netflix. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. In that movie, she was the hunter. In this movie, she's the hunted. Samara Weaving is also one of those actors who looks a lot like another celebrity actor. Like obviously Samara Weaving looks a lot like Margot Robbie. Oscar Isaac looks a lot like a young Al Pacino. And Tracy Morgan looks a lot like Shrek. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying I'm definitely noticing a trend. But Hollywood, if you're looking for another Chris Hemsworth lookalike, holla at your boy! And speaking of Chris Hemsworth, this movie actually reminded me a lot of one of his movies, Cabin in the Woods. I'm sure you've seen it, but this movie had a lot of elements that were similar to Cabin in the Woods. I came into Ready or Not thinking that this movie was going to be a straight up horror movie, but it was definitely more of a dark comedy. Do me a favor and don't take this movie too seriously. It's pretty much hide and seek the movie, except it's really well done. I actually really like the imagery in this movie. The cinematography and color scheme really added a sense of creepiness to the film. This movie is definitely gonna make you feel a little claustrophobic. I also really like the ensemble cast in this movie. Adam Brody, who you might know from the OC, he plays the brother-in-law. His character really kept me much more engaged than I expected. Melanie Scrofano, she really steals the show here as the sister-in-law, who does more harm than good as far as her family is concerned. And Aunt Helen, she's just creepy as fuck. Even though I had a blast watching this movie, there were a few predictable twists and turns that I can see coming from a mile away, but it really didn't hinder my enjoyance of this movie. It's a really solid made film. I did have my worries around the second act of this movie in like how exactly they were going to tie this up all together and end it, but they definitely tied things up in a pretty neat little bow to end the movie, and I was definitely satisfied with the ending. Again, this movie is kind of like if you wrapped up The Purge with Cabin in the Woods and Clue and Date Night. If you could wrap all those movies and all those ideas and they fucked, you would get this movie. Ready or Not doesn't feel quite like a classic. The movie is light on scares, but it's entertaining from start to finish, and I laughed more here than I do with most comedies, so I'm gonna give this movie a B. Definitely worth paying the price of admission to see in theaters. But alright guys, thank you so much for watching my review of Ready or Not. Go ahead, catch out my review of Sextuplets that just came out on Netflix this week. If you like this review and you want to see more, don't be greedy, subscribe to the needy, and help your boy out.
Ha 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 ha!